Looks like I have a Mary. Is that Mary Wheeler? Hi, Mary. If you could unmute, and it looks like we have you down as the applicant here today. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. All right, welcome. I have someone listed as Diane.
That's me. I don't know why my camera's not working.
Okay.
I'm David, her husband.
Okay. The owners then is it,
Yeah, Diane and Dave are the owners.
was it Diane and David Weaver?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, great. Were the Weavers planning on providing any testimony here today?
Only
sorry?
if you had any questions for them.
Okay. Yeah, I just the reason I ask this is I typically do ask that cameras are activated if you want to provide testimony, but why don't we go ahead and see what we can accomplish here without that testimony necessarily, and see if Ms. Wheeler can carry the lion's share here, and we'll sort of go from there. I see that we also have Matt Lashide. And Matt, please tell me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Looks like Diane's already found a workaround, which is great. Okay, thanks, Matt. All right, Matt is a zoning plans examiner, as you may already be aware, with our zoning department. Okay, are we expecting anyone else to join us here today, either on the applicant or owner side? Okay, great.
No.
Fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The last thing I need to do is just read through our hearing script, and then we'll be able to jump right into Ms. Wheeler's presentation. So this is the January 18th, 2023 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner for the city of Cincinnati. I'll be presiding over the hearing. The case before today is case number ZH20220179. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. This hearing will follow the rules. This hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If we did have anyone here from the public, they would then have an opportunity to speak after the applicant had presented its case. In the event that, I'll give our zoning plans examiner, Mr. Lashide, an opportunity to provide any testimony in addition to a staff report if you would like. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to an application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony and or argument offered in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I'll close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. May limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. May interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. I may also refuse to consider hearsay testimony, which is generally evidence you want to introduce that consists of statements made by someone who is not present at this hearing. In the event of any technical difficulties with the Zoom technology, as you know, I think we've already seen here a little bit today, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly. But to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with the hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay. The last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So if you intend on providing any testimony here today, the zoning code requires me to swear you in. So if you could raise your right hand, make sure that you're off mute. I need everyone to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
I do.
Great. Okay. Ms. Wheeler, are you ready to proceed?
Sure.
Floor is yours.
So we submitted to Matt a letter requesting a zoning variance, and so I'm just going to basically pull from that letter the our main points. Dave and Diane own a property on Oak Lane, and it's unusually small with the lot size. It's 91 feet deep and 46 feet wide in a rectangular configuration. The property is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home with both of the 2-bedroom and bath on the second floor, and approximately 1,465 square feet with a detached single-car garage, both built around 1941. The homeowners are currently retired and are looking towards their future needs in regards to aging and mobility. So the purpose of the proposed project is to provide them with a bedroom and bathroom space on the main first floor to avoid stairs. Currently I mentioned the bedroom and bathroom are on the second floor, and there are no bathrooms or toilet rooms on the existing first floor. Due to the configuration between the existing house and the existing garage, it would be difficult to add an addition to the home to meet the current 25-foot rear setback zoning code and to provide usable outdoor living and dining patio space, which the homeowner desires, which has triggered us to apply for this zoning variance. The design that we've come up with makes use of the west side lot and keeps the addition more on the west side, which opens up the, I don't know if you have access to the proposed plan or not, but it allows for more daylight and sunlight to a patio space, which they currently have and enjoy and would like to have that in the new design. The property located 2 doors away in the easterly direction has a similar addition and is in keeping with the same requirements that we're asking for. Instead of a 25-year rear yard setback, that property, that addition that they did 2 doors away has a 12-foot 6 setback. And so we're asking for the same thing, which would be in keeping with other properties in the neighborhood. If the addition were to have to meet the 25-foot rear setback, the orientation of the addition would not make good use of daylight with north-facing windows as opposed to the proposed addition, which would have more desirable eastern-facing windows for better daylight. If the addition were to meet the 25-foot rear setback, there would be an awkward situation between the existing garage and the addition where the 2 corners meet, cutting off access to the rear yard. And due to the configuration between the existing house and the existing garage, an addition within the zoning code of a 25-foot setback would require an elevation change at the rear door, as the current rear entry point is 30 inches lower than the main first floor height. So there would need to be a level change inside the home that would need to be addressed to require a new outdoor stair or a ramp to make up that difference in the 30 inches. The property that borders the rear yard at 3840 Marburg Avenue, by comparison, has a lot size that's 2 times deep at 192 feet, and it's bordering 4 properties. So unfortunately on Oak Lane, the property sizes and the lots are much smaller. So we're just trying to accommodate the homeowner's desire to have a bedroom and a bathroom on the main floor so that as they age, they are allowed to be able to stay in their home.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, thanks. So it sounds like in several ways what you're saying is that to comply with the zoning code, it would be sort of practically and economically unfeasible to construct an addition.
It would be a very awkward and aesthetically not a desirable addition.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said that there was a similar addition 2 doors down on a home. Did that come through a zoning hearing process? Do you know?
I believe and maybe Matt can address this, but I believe he mentioned that in his summary. And I believe Matt did file a letter in support of this submission.
Gotcha. You mean Matt Lashad with us here?
Yes.
Gotcha. Matt?
Sure. Our staff report addresses that property 2 doors to the east. I do not know currently when that addition was approved. It looks like it's been there for a little while.
Got it, but it's not original?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, got it. Ms. Wheeler, do you anticipate any adverse effects? I mean, I'm just looking at the cages here. I guess this property, subject property borders what, 5 other properties? Is that right? Or 4 other?
At least 4 other, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you anticipate any adverse effects impacting, light or anything like that as a result?
No,
of
I
this?
think this actually, the proposed design actually makes better use of daylight, as I mentioned earlier, with the eastern facingly opening it up to having more sunshine on the property than if we were to have to try to work with the original zoning code. And the other interesting thing, the property on the east side, directly east, their side yard abuts their rear yard because that house faces Marburg. So we're actually, if you were concerned about the next door property not being happy with having an addition so close to their house, that actually isn't the case because they have a 25-foot rear setback already on their home. And so their rear yard is actually abutted against our side yard.
Okay. Let's see. I think that's all the questions I have for now. Matt, did you want to add anything? It didn't look like you were going to.
I don't have much to add. I think the applicant did a pretty good job.
Matt, did I swear you in? Not sure that I did.
Swear
Let's
in.
just go ahead and get that out of the way. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you have given and shall give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Great, thanks. Yeah, what did you want to say?
Yeah, I think the applicant did a good job summarizing. The SF4 zoning district is a pretty dense residential district. This neighborhood was platted and developed well before the current zoning code, and many of the lots in this neighborhood are right at the minimum or even smaller. I don't anticipate any negative impacts with this proposal.
Okay, great. All right, I don't think I have any more questions on this one. Is there anything else, Ms. Wheeler, in closing or otherwise you want to provide before we adjourn here today?
No, just in closing, I think it's really great if we are able to keep the homeowners able to stay in their home as long as possible with this. We're going to do more universal design, which, is more in compliant with today's codes by eliminating the use of having to go up and down stairs. I think it'll just make for an overall better property. It'll be better resale, it'll just be better for the neighborhood in general to be able to have that accessible bedroom and bathroom on the first floor. So I think it will definitely improve the home's value, not only just adding a third bedroom, but also the accessibility factor.
Okay, I agree with you. I've had a chance to review the application materials, the staff report. Based on that and based on the testimony I've heard here today, I'm going to approve the project.
Thank you.
I need to formalize that decision in a written opinion, which, as I mentioned in the beginning, typically takes about 2 weeks. I actually don't have that big of a queue right now, so I'm going to try to get that out to you sooner. As soon as I finish that decision, I put it into a PDF and I email it to everybody in the hearing here today. So you'll have a copy of it really just moments after it's complete. And as soon as you have that, you'll be able to work with Matt to get all the permitting approved.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Any
you,
questions
Mr.
about any of that?
Turkey.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Turkey and Matt. We appreciate it. And thank you, Mary, for guiding us in this process.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to living here for a long time.
Great. Any questions about any of the process or anything else from the hearing here today? Okay, great. Well, if you do, feel free to reach out to myself or to Matt. Also, if you'd like a status update on the decision, you can reach out to me directly and I'm happy to provide that for you.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Sure, no problem. Hope
Thank
you all have a
you.
wonderful day.